Fearless leadership requires clear direction. If we don't know what we want, we'll consistently get what other people want, or what our circumstances dictate. Without clear direction, our lives become a reaction to what's going on in and around us. We can be driven by people's opinions and expectations, and be slaves to our emotions. The problem is that none of us sees life as it really is. It would be nice if we did. Instead, we see life through filters of our culture and our interpretation of our past experiences. Growth as a leader is largely about gaining increasingly better perspective. Our truest selves can be hidden behind inflated images and defense mechanisms. In order to see who we truly are and where we truly are in life, we must have the right heart conditions. To move forward from wherever we are, we must be humble, open, and teachable. There are two basic types of leadership. The first and more common style is fear-based. The fear-based leader needs to prove him or herself. Fear-based leadership is all about the creation and maintenance of an image. It's performance-driven and competitive. Fear-based leaders are on a treadmill of accomplishment. The second, less common, but better style of leadership is fearless or freedom-based. The goal is to fearlessly express yourself in a way that adds value to others, bringing out the best in them and empowering them to be better. To develop yourself as a fearless leader, you must expand in 3 areas. Your ability to understand and live from your true identity, your capacity to believe and think, and your ability to produce in a way that contributes to others. Your life is meant to be an extraordinary, which has to do with your identity, abundant, which deals with your capacity, contribution, which deals with your level of productivity. Extraordinary, abundant, contribution. Fearless leadership is built on 3 core abilities. The first is related to healthy identity. A healthy identity balances confidence with humility. The fact is that you are extraordinary. Your unique blend of knowledge, understanding, skill, and experience give you a personal genius that is completely unique to you. Even the worst things that have happened to you can become accelerants to your growth and the fulfillment of your purpose. Some people believe this kind of thinking is arrogant, but actually, the opposite is true. There's no need to prove who you are if you know who you are. There's power in unashamedly acknowledging your value. You are a solution. You might not be able to see it now, but you have a unique knowledge and experience that will allow you to solve the problems or meet the needs that other people have. In a general sense, your purpose is to make a difference. influence and impact people in a way that makes their lives better. Your uniqueness is vital to this. You won't be a leader in everything, but you can lead within the boundaries of your unique genius. You may not have a grasp on what your genius is yet, and that's okay. The answers are inside you, and with a little coaching and guidance, they can become more evident. Fearless leadership is based in the truth that you were designed with an intended purpose. You were handcrafted with something very specific in mind, and the only way to fully accomplish your purpose is to be true to yourself. It's about finding and connecting with the source of life and centering your life accordingly. From this position, you can progressively remove the things that are not truly you. The second core ability for fearless leadership is related to our capacity to believe in what's possible and to adjust our patterns of thinking accordingly. Fear-based leadership is built upon the shaky foundation of scarcity. The rational conclusion to this type of thinking is that we should take as much as possible and hold on to it as tightly as possible. Fearless leadership is built upon the belief in the abundant nature of life. It sees life as a process of sowing and reaping. We harvest multiple amounts in like kind of the seed that we plant. What and how much a person contributes depends largely on his or her perspective and worldview. For good or for bad, our lives conform to the boundaries of our beliefs and subsequent patterns of thought. Often these beliefs are created and maintained unconsciously. Unconscious beliefs form invisible operating systems that drive everything we do. They affect the level of our relationships, accomplishments, financial prosperity, and more. These beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecy. Not because things had to happen a certain way, but because our actions tend to align with the things that we already believe to be true. Productivity is core to the mission of humanity. We are hardwired to be fruitful, to multiply what we have, to subdue and take dominion over our circumstances. Fear-based leadership makes work the means of gaining and maintaining an identity. Fear-based leadership pushes and drives people to make more with less. It's all done to build an image and make a name. The cost is an increasingly heavier burden. Fearless leadership produces through sound identity and a large capacity to believe and to give. It's relationally driven, the fruitful expression of your best self through your work in order to impart value to the receiver. Fearless leaders set high standards and empower team members to reach them. They hold a team accountable to produce excellent results in a timely manner. But this is not motivated by fear. Fearless leadership views life as a series of appointments or opportunities to empower and add value to others. It's about expressing the best version of yourself through whatever it is that you're doing. It's about living a life of influence and impact. It's also about building something of value with your life that will continue to bless others after you're gone. Ultimately, it's about seeing your life through the lens of contribution. To make today's choices matter most, you should at least have a general idea what the finish line looks like. Imagine the end of your life and work backwards. From this perspective, everything looks different. Priorities change. Lifestyles, careers, and possessions are not the goal in life, but the vehicle through which you can accomplish your purpose. They are simply a means to an end. Visualize yourself standing at your own funeral. What kind of difference would you have wanted to make? See the people standing around your casket. What would you want them to say about you? How would you want them to remember you? I believe you should plan each day from the perspective of what you want your life's impact to be. What will you do that adds value to others? What will you create or build that will continue to express your life's message after you're gone? To know who you really are, you need to consider where you've been. You need to reflect on the good and the bad of your life and have an understanding of how your experiences have shaped you. Consider what most tombstones have in common. A name, a date of birth, and a day of death. Some sort of epitaph. But the most overlooked thing is actually the most important. It's that tiny dash. That's what represents the life that you lived. A successful life is impossible without successful leadership. We've already discussed the three basic components of fearless leadership. Number one, the ability to understand and live from your unique and extraordinary identity. Number two, the capacity to think and act abundantly. And number three, the ability to produce through the lens of contribution. The definition of leadership that I've adopted is very simple. It's the ability to take people, or take yourself, from current reality to a better one. I like this definition for several reasons. First, it's not limited by position. You can lead anyone, as long as you do so from the perspective of your own unique genius. Secondly, there are no limitations to where you can lead. Your jurisdiction of leadership is anywhere that you have the ability to positively influence another by adding value to them. Your credentials for leadership come from the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom of your own life experience.